Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Hands Athletics Radio. If you are watching this on the YouTube, I apologize. I need to get a green screen behind me so that I'm not cutting out or half there, half gone on the video version. So bear with me on that, no doubt. Today, I wanted to talk about some issues we run into quite frequent with our clients in the gym. So that's going to be today's going to be kind of pain oriented. Okay. So we're going to talk about a lot of times we see people, I'd say three big things. We'll talk about people with kind of neck pain that carry a lot of tension in their traps, have issues with their neck, get really tight, bound up, maybe headaches. Number two is going to be tight hips, hip pain, sciatic pain. So that's going to be that nerve that runs through your hips, but underneath your butt cheeks. It can get pinched and you can feel sensations down in your feet and your toes. And then we're going to talk about knee pain. Okay. So let's start out at the top of the body just for the sake of it. So most of the time, even with youth athletes, with adults, when I would honestly say I see this more with adults as we age, posture gets a little bit worse, and up in the upper neck, we start to have some symptoms. And that's going to be that neck pain, carrying a lot of weight in the traps. So typically, really all you have to do, this is pretty simple to attack this and improve it, is going to be strengthen that your upper back. And when I say upper back, that includes sure your traps, but most likely where you need to work is kind of that mid upper back. So you're going to think scaps. So think about your shoulder blades and subscaps, so muscles that are underneath, below, and around your shoulder blades, just to keep it simple. So you're going to want to do ring rowing, a lot of pulling. You want to do a lot more pulling than pushing. And when I say pulling, I mean simply movements that you pull, right? So ring rows, pull-ups if you can do them. Dumbbell bent over row are good examples, and stay away from as much push-ups, bench press, and anything that where you're pushing away from your body, and probably do at least a 3-to-1 ratio of pull to push. That is going to help with the correct position. If you're rolling those shoulder blades down, engaging that mid back, I would say, feel like for a simple cue, just think about engaging your mid back and getting underneath those shoulder blades and pulling there over time. That's going to help improve your posture. And from what we have seen and from clients I've worked with personally, get rid of or improve symptoms of that neck pain and shoulder pain. So even get rid of headaches. So we've taken people off cortisone shots all the way back to where they don't need any of that anymore and don't suffer with pain from it. So side note on that, just because I'm thinking about it, the pillow. So how you're sleeping at night. So when you are sleeping, if you have a odd setup where you're kind of cramming or in an odd position, you're spending a lot of time in that position, that can also cause some issues with the neck. So I like neck supportive pillows. You can find them on Amazon. Super easy to find. They are not hidden by any means. So go ahead and look that up. Neck pillows on Amazon. That alone will be something that can help you. You got to remember, when you're sleeping, you're spending a ton of time in that position. Okay. Number two, let's talk about the hips. So if you have sciatic pain, pain with squatting, stuff like that, typically, this is not everything, but you need a full assessment. But typically we find that that person needs a lot of soft tissue work. They've kind of gone behind on recovery. They're super tight, and they need some soft tissue work, mainly on, anywhere right up in the hip flexor area, psoas. So psoas is special because you actually have to go, if you look up a psoas, right, it gives you a good idea of the shape of something, but you have to take a ball or something kind of a little more pointed and actually put it into your stomach, right above your hip flexor and your hip bone. So you have to kind of work in through that way to really effectively get the psoas to release that. And if you're a runner, that's a pretty common one to get tight. Okay. That can start to cause some pain. Butt cheeks, obviously. So just to talk about the glutes can get tight. That's going to start pinching everything together. A common misconception or thing I see a lot is people start rolling out their IT band. Your IT band is primarily connective tissue. It's made out of collagen. It's supposed to be tight. So rolling on a roller is actually just going to, if anything, not help it. Like best case scenario, not help it. Worst case scenario, inflame it and make it worse. So if you're dealing with pain in the hips or IT band, right, like higher part of the IT band, you definitely need to work on the glute and the quads and surrounding muscles. Again, that full hip all the way along the outside, piriformis, working that with a ball, a tennis ball, a roller, and not directly going on the IT band. That's going to where you're going to find the most relief. And then over time, you have to continue to do that soft tissue work. So recommendation would be do it every time before you train, or every morning. If you don't train every day, do it every morning and every evening for 5 to 10 minutes. Just spend time on it. That's going to make a ton of progress right there alone. Okay. And then reinforcing that with getting stronger, doing strength movements after you've opened up that tissue and are working on new motor patterning. That will help a lot. Okay. So think about the rolling just giving you kind of a short-term benefit so that you can train, feel a little bit better. And then the actual training, lifting, stretching, work on stretching, that stuff that can over time solidify that and help you not get that back. Okay. Not get that pain back. The rolling is not going to, you can't just roll and expect that pain to go away forever. It's just going to be a short-term fix. Okay. So short pointed notes on that. Don't roll out the IT band directly. Work the front of the hip and the psoas, and then your piriformis and your butt cheeks. So you can Google all that and it'll show you exactly where it's at anatomically, but it's all around the hip, butt cheeks, and the front. So if you want to keep it simple, just take a roller, work all of that. That's going to help. Don't roll out directly on your lower back on the spine. That's not going to benefit you at all, and it can cause more issues than benefits. So work those surrounding musculature. That's going to be where you make the biggest change. Now let's talk about the knee. Last one. We're keeping this quick. So the knee gets a lot of flack. Okay. When you have pain in the knee. So typically what I see is if somebody's dealing with knee pain, it's caused by weak, bound up, tight feet, wearing poor shoes, and repetitive motion in bad positions with the feet and the ankles. So if you have ankle stiffness, that's going to result in knee pain over time. If you have dysfunctional feet, that's going to result in knee pain over time. So getting that foot opened up, getting some wider toed shoes, getting barefoot more often, rolling out your feet, actually rolling your feet out with a tennis ball, with a PVC pipe. That's what we do at the gym every day when the kids come in, they roll out their feet. That's going to help a ton. Okay. So getting those feet functional, work on spreading your toes, toe spreaders, all that. That's a ton. So really just to keep it simple, you can just roll out your feet every day and get barefoot more often. When you're lifting, if you can go barefoot, might be weird at a Globo gym, but we are lucky because we have a private facility, so we can do whatever we want. Okay. So you want to get those shoes off, get those feet working, get them working again. And then number 2 is attack those ankles. So obviously you have your calf, so you can do your standard calf stretching, knee bent, knee straight to get the different muscles in your calf. And then spending time in a squat typically is also ideal. So let's just keep everything simple. Instead of when you watch TV, instead of sitting in a couch, just sit in a squat and hold on to something to help you stay upright. Over time, if you spend 10 to 15 minutes in a squat every day, your body's going to start to adapt to that and open up. The human body is great. It'll adapt, but it will also adapt in the wrong ways, right? So we make compensations, which keep us moving, but that's adapting in a way that's less optimal. Okay. So now we got to adapt back. So it's going to take time. You got to spend time in those positions, and the body will just naturally open up. All right. So sit in a squat, hold on to something, stay upright, and work on stretching your calves and whatnot. I do like to kind of, if I'm going to sit in that squat, work on actively pulling myself in tight into that position, squeezing all the muscles in my lower leg and being very active with it. I think there's a little more benefit than just sitting passively. So that's a super simple, brief overlook of how the 3 main common pain points you run into, how you can fix them. That's the information you need. Now it just comes down to, are you willing to actually put the time in and do it? Right. I can tell you this all day, but until you are motivated enough to do it, the better. The more pain you're in, the longer it's going to take to get out. Think of it as that pain is your body telling you you've gone so far down one road. It's going to take a while to get back. You're not just going to immediately feel better. So start today, start now. Don't make excuses. If you have any further questions about any of these topics or any of the parts we talked about, shoot them over, send a message on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can comment directly on this podcast. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. Hopefully this information was beneficial. on how to help you to begin to get out of pain. Obviously, if you have anything acute or a serious injury, you need to go into a medical professional and get the proper procedures done there. These are just ways that you can work on that small stuff that we tend to find creeps up on almost everybody we work with. So any questions, again, send them over. Appreciate your support, and have a great day. Oh, last thing, we dropped our coffee. So all proceeds from our coffee that is roasted right here in Idaho, 20 minutes from my house. It's an amazing coffee. It's called Wake Your Ass Up. That's our first line. It's a lighter coffee. It's super great, highly caffeinated. I think you'd have a hard time finding a better coffee in terms of it is high quality. We spent time. I mean, we go through a supplier that gets the best beans, has a little bit higher price point, but it's $15 a bag. You can get it on the website. You should go to shophansonathletics.com, grab a bag. All proceeds go towards our youth scholarship program. So not only do you get your normal coffee, save money if you're going to Starbucks every day, but number two is it's going to help a kid come into our facility and work directly with our coaches, which is huge. I think we do a lot to benefit them, and we appreciate all the support. So again, appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Tuning out.